Welcome to the world's meeting place. American.
Practically narcotic.
Freedom.
Oh, yes. I like very much.
Radio.
You're an American institution.
American Freedom Radio.
Well, it's not so much a coming war, coming wars, existing wars, people dying every day in the trenches. I thought that was all supposed to change. Oh, that's right. It was the mendacity of hope again. The limits of tyrants are proscribed by the endurance of those they oppress. So said somebody who should have been our first black president many years ago, Frederick Douglass. Thank you for joining us on our program, Deadline Live. I'm Jack Blood, AmericanFreedomRadio.com. Well, I promised you a cultural icon in the last break, and we have her now. You know her. You love her. It is Cindy Sheehan. Cindy, thank you for joining us on the broadcast today.
Hey, Jack. It's great to be here.
I know you're on the road, but we're hearing a lot about this big thing you're doing at Martha's Vineyard, the vacation mansion of the Obama family. Tell us about that.
Well, we're having a protest next week when he's on vacation there. I'll be there starting on Tuesday until he leaves next Sunday, but we're just going to be gathering there because we are still opposed to wars that keep on going on while he's and so we definitely are going to go out there and say that it wasn't okay when Bush was president, certainly not okay when Obama's president.
You weren't supposed to do that, Cindy. You were supposed to be a good soldier for the Democratic Party. You were supposed to be like Martin Luther King. Oh, that's right. He didn't fold under the LBJ administration either.
Well, if they didn't think that I wasn't a good soldier when I ran against Nancy Pelosi, then they're going to know for sure now.
No kidding.
That I don't cave into war, oppression, and like you said, the violence is going on and on and on. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And where is everybody? Where's the anti-war movement?
Yeah, where are they? Oh, they're out protesting Whole Foods, who has non-genetically modified food, while Obama is appointing everybody from Monsanto into his food departments.
Well,
how does it feel? Speaking of Nancy Pelosi, how does it feel to be called an evil monger?
Who called me an evil monger?
Nancy Pelosi called us all evil mongers.
Oh, that's right.
Especially those of us who oppose the Obamacare.
Right. So, whatever. Today I was awarded the left-wing nut of the week from CNN because apparently it's really crazy to want peace. And to want the U.S. empire to stop indiscriminately murdering innocent people.
Well, Cindy, they changed and we didn't. I mean, the only difference between us, I was an American-hating liberal for 8 years, and now I'm a evil monger and an evil right-wing extremist racist. So I'm still the same person, and I'm still anti-war, which is just a major conundrum. They cannot understand that.
Yeah, I'm just a nut. So. Actually, like I said, we're the only ones that haven't changed. And the people who support what they didn't support under Bush now support it under Obama. So it's not us, it's them. We're the ones with the integrity.
Well, and as I often say, the inmates are running the asylum, and they're always the ones pointing the finger at us, threatening to put us into these psychiatric gulags, which is part of the Obamacare bill. You're not for this either, and you are a good paleo-liberal. You're not for this as much as we need to help people and fix a broken health care system, which, as you know, was broken through government intervention. We have a right to speak out here and oppose the things that aren't good for us and for our neighborhoods.
No, I'm not for Obamacare. I'm for single-payer health care. That's what I'm for. And that's the only thing that's going to keep the insurance companies out. I know we might have a difference of opinion on that, but the Obamacare bill is horrible. But that's a distraction, I think. I think that what we need to be worried about is these wars for empire, and that's why we're going to Martha's Vineyard.
Well, that is a concern that we have always had, and why we oppose Bush primarily. That and the snooping and the loss of freedoms for 8 years. We didn't stop working while other people decided they were going to go climb the ladder, the political and corporate ladder, Cindy, and they have abandoned you. You know, I heard Rush Limbaugh, El Lushbo himself, Lush Limpbaugh as I call him, due to the OxyContin and Viagra abuse. Talking about you on the show. In fact, he's talked about you for the last couple of days, that the Democrats have abandoned you, and making that point while, of course, he's completely pro-war on just about every level.
Well, I'm sorry, but I left the Democratic Party over 2 years ago. So I don't see how something that I don't belong to could be abandoning me, because I left the party because they betrayed the anti-war left, their base, right? So, you know, how could I stay with a party that's continuing the wars?
In a way, believe it or not, I think he's making the same point you are, is that maybe he didn't agree with you. Certainly not sticking up for him, but maybe he didn't agree with you, but so much for solidarity. You're still anti-war, and they're apparently not now.
I don't want him to agree with me.
Stop that. Stop that right now.
I don't want Rush Limbaugh to agree with me about anything. But like we've said, I've always been anti-war. I still am anti-war. I was anti-war under Bush. I'm anti-war under Obama, and I will be anti-war on the next president, whoever that is.
Jeb Bush?
God forbid, but who cares?
Rick Perry?
Because the things are still going to be continuing, and so we have to keep our integrity of vision and our integrity of purpose and our integrity.
You mentioned healthcare as a distraction. I mean, I take it very seriously because I do believe in free market ideas here, but putting that aside, it is in a way a distraction. All of these domestic policies are a distraction to keep us from not asking questions about what's going on in Iraq and Afghanistan and soon to be Central America and Africa. People are dying in droves over there, Cindy, and they're not even reporting it.
Well, you know, that's just the thing. And so we don't get the important news. We get the distractions. We get the Michael Jacksons. We get, you know, the people who I don't agree with at the healthcare town halls, but I agree with their right to freedom of speech. So that's why I'm going to Martha's Vineyard. You know, the press will be there. The world needs to know that there's still Americans who care about peace, and I don't think it's going to change Obama's mind. It never changed Bush's mind, but we still have to keep on pressing.
What might you have up your sleeve for the press who would probably rather not cover your event there?
We're working on a lot of things. I don't want to tip our hats right now.
Okay. Suffice to say, if any of my listeners, some of whom happen to be very close to there, you know, we lived in Providence, Rhode Island before we came here to Texas, if they want to come join you, they are all welcome to do so.
Yes. So what's the best way to get information, I think, would be to go to my website, CindySheehanSoapbox.com.